We'll be back from the break. You're still watching Sportman's Business. Samanju Barija here with Matsu Katime, taking you all the way, and definitely quite lots of discussions coming up at this particular segment. But of course, still before that, I would still love to remind you that a few minutes from now, the Markets on the Zero platform are going to be opening. And now for you to be a part of them, it's quite very simple. Start tonight until hash is the code for you there, which will avail you with an opportunity to be in position to own government bonds and securities. Now the markets are going to be opening at exactly they're going to be opening at exactly 8:15 a.m. running till 3:15 p.m. That is East African time, and this is going to be effective Monday up to Friday, apart from the weekends and the public holidays when these markets cannot be accessed. But of course, despite that, you have the rest of the days to capitalize and make yourself quite some good money as a result of trading with Zabu. It's the new normal for 2023. You gotta do something new for yourself, as it says. Now Zabu says, my money, my future, and all East Africa says, do something new. Yeah. Well, right about now, let's get into our business tips and quotes, as of course, as one of the ways to kickstart your morning as a vibrant entrepreneur, to be inspired in some sort of a way. Yes, that is it in regards to our business tips and quotes, and definitely we believe it's quite very amazing. Mas, what's your tip for today? Well, I mean, other than what we have, what is that thing that you feel like, you know, people need to know about? It could be about career or business.
Well, the only tip I could give to anyone, I think it's kind of related to the one we had about not trying to believe someone else's life.
Exactly.
You know what I want people to know is you have to be you, make your own brand. Okay, you may have people that inspire you. You know, you look up to them, but at the end of the day, it's you.
You gotta make yourself.
What is that unique thing that differentiates between you and the person that inspires you, or most people call them role models? What is the one thing that he will see if you meet your role model and you share a conversation, then he'll be like, wow, I think I like that chap. I really think there is something to you that is different.
That is unique.
Yes, so different. Definitely, that is what I've tried to live on all my life.
Okay.
Not all my life. I'm just starting to live. I'm just starting to live, but that is what I'm living on for now.
Okay.
Be yourself. Deliver what you can. You know, people love originality. You have to have that original self. Okay, bring yourself. Don't try to talk like someone. Don't try to act like someone. Be you. Just incorporate the lessons you learn from them. A few, but don't be them. Don't go for plastic surgery then look like them and speak like them. That can never make you them, because man, we have different DNA.
But I thought by imitating somebody you can actually find yourself.
I don't think
you can't. The only challenge comes in when you
You may lose yourself actually
You
trying
lose
to.
yourself, but you can have a foundation. Nobody's
Why
stuck.
would you want to be like Jay-Z in the first place?
How do I want to be like Jay-Z?
Oh, I mean, why don't you create your own brand? Well, you could go to him for mentorship, but you can't be him.
Of course, I can't be him, but I can get a foundation of him from him.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
You can't exist without role model, because Jay-Z himself is inspired by Biggie. I mean, we talk about people. Yeah,
but you realize at the end of the day, he is Jay-Z.
He's Jay-Z.
He rose up on his own. He had to work out. Okay, under the guidance of Biggie, whoever mentored him.
Exactly.
Then he created his own brand.
It's not his own brand, actually. If you get deeper, they'll tell you that 80% of his lyrics are B.I.G.-like style. But who cares? It's the voice that changes.
Yes, it's the voice that changes. That is his originality now. That is him coming in.
But his lyrics are the same. It's not original.
It's not original, but
He built
the
a
voice,
career. He built a career on someone's lyrics.
Come on, Andrew, why are you making this hard?
I'm telling you the truth. Go search about. You see,
No, but you have to realize, did he try as much as he can to be like that, or he built himself according to his personality and character?
he's a gangster. Biggie was a gangster.
Yeah, but did he try to change and be like him at some point?
Up to now, he is.
He is. Well, anyway.
The only difference is the voice. But from style,
Health-wise,
lyrical stuff, the
money-wise.
only difference is richer than him.
Yes, that is the unique part about him. He worked.
Anyone can
harder.
have money like
He
he
worked
does.
harder. Don't make this difficult, Andrew. Don't make this difficult.
I feel like being unique comes in from a place of, you see, I feel what defines us people to be unique is not the things that are around us, physical material. I mean, material stuff.
So your spirit.
No, I mean, actually, I'm not trying to be spiritual, but I'm speaking from the perspective of, you see, it's about the thought pattern.
So
it's about the
why,
thought pattern, how you think.
No,
how,
it's me. My argument is, if Biggie mentored Jay-Z, why is it that they don't share friends?
Share friends in terms of what you mean?
Like, why is it Jay-Z must have friends? Okay, different friends from him. That means there is a side. There is a side of him that the friends of Jay-Z like about him that maybe.
Okay, this is the thing. Of course, you cannot be. He could. You can't imitate somebody 100%.
Yeah, that's what I
but
meant.
80% of Jay-Z's lifestyle, Jay-Z's music, is actually Biggie.
But we have to applaud the 20% that you give to yourself.
Yeah, that means regardless of you imitating. That's why I was saying somebody gives you foundation. I don't care whether, even though you try to speak like them, at some point in time, there will be something something changing about you. Jay-Z literally copied. There is a rapper who was called Big L. If you go and listen to him, he literally flows like Jay-Z. And you see, these are things you won't see on the mainstream media. But when you get to, I normally tend to engage with underground groups online. People talk about this, and I mean, people share things, and they're like, somebody shares, it's like, here he was trying to copy this and all that. Anyway, that's what I'm trying to say.
I'm seeing some here quote, and it says, "Life is the thing you bring with inside your own head."
Yeah, the thing you bring in inside your own head. No, I mean, it's about you, what you believe, and what you believe is what you're gonna see.
Like, I saw something connected to dogma right there. The past quote, something you really believe and maybe think is true. Yeah, that's the dogma part. So if you believe, if you're religious and believe, maybe if you pray, something will happen, then definitely it will. So if you believe it's through hard work and sweat, it's what you put in your head.
But sometimes I believe if there is also believing right. How do you? I mean, it's like saying you believe that when the people that quote holy books and misuse them, and there is a scripture that says that if you sleep, okay, I don't know how I'm going to paraphrase it. I'm going to speak it like how exactly it was phrased in the Bible, but this person was saying that, I mean, he cares for those that are sleeping. I mean, why are you going to bed late in the night, yet there are those that are actually just sleeping and is taking care of them. And then somebody believes that, I don't have to work hard.
If I sleep,
I gotta stay one, and they put it in. They put it into their head.
Yes.
Is it going to work for them?
No. Of course, it's not going to work because that is what they believe.
It's what they are putting in their head.
That is what they're putting there. That is why what we think contributes on how we live. If you believe, if you're thinking, oh, I don't have to be like my mother, you have to work hard at the end of the day. I don't want to go back to where we were. I can't go back to that bad life. So definitely what you put in your head, I have to work hard, you believe you have to work hard. That's how you're going to live your life. If you believe, I'm going to stay home and sleep, the job will find you. Okay. It may find you or not.
Chances are high it won't find you.
If you're lucky enough, it will find you. If you're not, but everything revolves around what we put in our head, our mindset. By the way, I realize when you're determined to do something, if you think I'm going to wake up at 4, and you put your mind, it definitely you will actually wake up like at 3:59 or 58, because your mind is collaborating with the whole system of the body, and when it comes to that time, because it will automatically be it. Okay, if you've set today to finish your assignment, no distraction, you're definitely going to finish it.
Okay.
So that is how life should be for us. If you don't want to go back to jumping miala, you have to set your mind of, I want to build a nice place for my kids. I don't want my kids to live like I did. So definitely put your mind right, okay? Put your mind right, guys, so that we can have the very best of our lives.
All right. Now that's quite a very interesting discussion there. I guess that we had promised you something today, being today our theme is actually going to be rotating around skilling. Skills amidst such a time when there is quite high unemployment happening, but you could actually have yourself a skill that you can do. That's why it's good to do a practical course, which will enable you to, that vocation attached to that. It's very important. Now, the future of jobs now in 2023, and now we see the most in-demand skills now and beyond. Now this could be something very important if you want
the fact that we are living in a digital era, we are into technology, so we have to really equip ourselves with things that relate to technology. Okay, you may have a business, but you need to get that phone running. You need to be on your social media platforms. You have to blog. You have to tweet. Wow.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. Now, according to a report here, in the future jobs market will pay to have skills that are in demand. Now, the World Economic Forum has predicted these likely skill sets and how demand for them could grow. That is in its Future Jobs 2023 report. Now, between now and 2027, businesses predict that 44% of workers' core skills will be disrupted. Why? Because technology is moving faster than companies can design and scale up their training programs at the same time. So that is the reason as to why. Now, of course, we see some of the key skills for workers and employers wanting to stay ahead of the change curve. You're trying to see ways you can catch up and be competitive with your competitors actually. Now, the top 10 skills for the 2023. Now, cognitive skills top the list of those deemed to be greatest importance for workers in 2023. Cognitive. Analytical thinking is considered to be a core skill by more companies. So I think if you're watching, don't feel bad. I mean, you could be saying, oh, I can analyze matters. But these are things you can actually practice. Analytical thinking. And then creative thinking is part of those other skills that are going to be much more needed. And if you're really endowed with that, you're going to be on demand come 2027. And of course, we're talking about 10 for 7 to 10 years from now. Now, creative thinking comes second, ahead of 3 self-efficacy skills, that is resilience, flexibility, and agility, motivation and self-awareness, and curiosity, and lifelong learning, which recognize the importance of workers' ability to adapt to disrupted workplaces. So you can see these aspects. Now, of course, we can still see them top 10 skills. There are 10: analytical thinking, creative thinking, resilience, flexibility, agility. How flexible are you? Motivation and self-awareness. And then there is technological literacy. Technological literacy, we see AI, and the majority of the people that are going to be actually involved in building these AI related aspects, I believe are going to be really earning quite some money. Something there to check out for. Now, dependability and attention to detail.
You have to be keen.
Detective.
You have to be keen. Very, very, very keen.
You have to be quite very keen.
Yes.
That is it's one of those skills that are going to be quite very marketable.
Yes. Of course, I also saw this, maybe for those that are joining university, you may have a change of mind actually when I tell you this. I saw this, and of course really got thinking, if at all maybe I was exposed that much, I would definitely have shifted my choice. Anyway, I see the top, also have the top skills which involve data analysis. Okay, those that are, you have to be able to, an employee has to be able to collect, interpret, and of course share data that can solve business problems. So you have to be able to be data analysts, that includes business analysts, data analysts, and of course data engineers, and of course scientists, software development. Software development. We're in an era of software, of technology, so definitely you could do software engineering, you could do applications. You know, it's what we are getting into. You can do yourself, make yourself an application, and have us enjoy it as well. And of course we have web development. This is all IT. You have a choice to make. When it's still early, we are telling you these are the skills in the space of 2023 to 2027. This is what we're going to be doing. Web designing, project management. We have account management, accounts, money, bills, be able to make that money count, content creation and management. We are living in an era where people are making content. You see them videos, you see them blog, you see them have images, memes, all that is content. So we are living in an era where content creation is a thing, software is a thing, web designing is a thing. So definitely, if you are really still thinking of a course, or maybe you are thinking to yourself, or maybe the choice I could have taken is not quite, you could actually advance, you could actually think through this, accounting, okay, web designing, software programming, and in the nearby future, as they are laying off people, for your job is secure.
Very interesting. And now maybe finally here there is something to do with artificial intelligence and big data. Of course, these are the skills. I mean, talking about the jobs that are going to be really much on demand: motivation and self-awareness. Then there is talent management, and talent management,
wow,
and service orientation and customer service. So that is the future out there for you. So how positioned are you to be a part of this? I believe it's something that is very necessary for any person to actually, the earlier you prepare yourself, it becomes really much more better for you. Well, that is it. That was in terms of our other discussions in relation to the business tips and quotes as one of the ways to inspire you. But of course, as we sum this up, like I told you, to be looking at the skilling initiatives, especially among us, the youth. There is something here to do with youth skilling vis-a-vis unemployment. And of course, we see that there are quite a number of unfunded youth programs, which is quite a big concern. And accessibility of these programs is still a challenge. The unfunded accessibility is still a challenge. But then all those put into place, how skilled are the youth? Now, this discussion has Honorable Namuga Goretti, that is MP, a Member of Parliament, Maogola South Constituency. We also have Honorable Kwizera Eddie, and this one is the Member of Parliament for Fumbira County East. Well, let's get into this discussion, and definitely we shall be returning. Of course, after this, we shall lead straight to the break, and we shall be joining in again for the business, entertainment, and sports.
Issues of the youth in regard to skilling and employment. I would like to inform the country that it all starts with planning and budgeting on the side of government. When you relate government plans to the budgets, there is a very big difference. You've seen on several occasions, we do budget contrary to the planning, and there was a general complaint by the National Planning Authority. So when you come to issues of the youth being unskilled, get back to staffing levels in government. For example, currently we are at 46% staffing. Government has issued a budget execution circular for the financial year 23-24, and there are no more recruitments in government. When you look at the funds that were returned to the central government under wages, it's around 179 billion. It was returned by the different agencies of government. And when it comes to Sembabule district, Sembabule returned 302 million under wages, pension and gratuity. Now Sembabule gave a reasoning that the money that was given to them under staff, all wage, was higher than their wage bill. So all these inconsistencies, if government cannot employ the youth, that means there is a very big gap. Government is the biggest employer. Planning begins with government. Does government have capacity to absorb the youth, or do we have deliberate efforts of ensuring that the youth are absorbed? Then get back to the government programs that are there to facilitate the youth. For example, you come to the youth livelihood program. Why did it collapse? Remember, the youth livelihood program was merged with the parish development model, and there is a claim that the youth have a component on the parish development model. But go to the youth and ask how many of them have accessed the parish development model under the capacity of being the youth. When the youth livelihood program collapsed, tell me how many are following up to see how do we ensure that such programs don't fail. First of all, the conditions do not favor the youth. The youth have not been properly planned before in this government. When it comes to skilling, government has put up several skilling centers, but they don't have a national character. You had the other time in Parliament who were complaining. You find institutions, recruiting under government programs, recruiting one region. The Western region had so many youth, benefiting from such programs. So the moment you don't implement government programs as a national program, and you start having those inequalities in recruitments from regions. Some regions are underserved, others are overserved. You even had the Speaker of Parliament say that in Bukedea, it was some program that there were only 8 people who benefited. So some regions over-benefit and others under-benefit. It all comes back to the government in line of planning. We should follow the National Development Plan to the dot. Actually, there was a review of the National Development Plan, but let us question how many programs have been put to directly benefit the youth.
Such that these ones who come from universities, there is what we call employability. Is it everyone that comes from university that has capacity to be employed? And if he can be employed, does he give the results of the employer? That's another issue. So you find that some of the universities here, they produce graduates who are not employable. That's one problem. Another problem is that the government fails to do career guidance for the youth. They think that everybody must go to the university and finish university. They even fail to guide the people which courses to do for the jobs, for the job market. Because the university should find out this person would be trained, but is there any employment? It is not a matter of training. You also look at you do research and say, if I train people and graduate, will they be employed? So universities are not doing research for the market and needs for the courses which they are offering. So most of the universities offer courses for business for income of the university, not for knowledge that can be used on employment. That's a very big problem. Another one is lack of a policy on skilling. There is no policy, there is no coordination. You find in the State House there is skilling, you find now in the Ministry of Gender there is skilling, you find skilling in the Ministry of Education. They need to have some coordination. Even the fund is for youth livelihood, there is money. There is money for youth venture in the Centenary Bank. But most of even the youth don't know that that money is there. And other people, even when they give them the money, they have no capacity to use the money and return it. Otherwise, why would you be having people going to Saudi Arabia? Why can't they be trained for the job market either here or outside? So you find that people are given jobs where they don't qualify or where they have no knowledge because they want to be placed. In many of the organizations in the whole country, let it be in the judiciary, let it be in the public service, let it be in the parliament, many people are employed because of who the people they know, because people must have what to do, but not the results of the work they do. That's why I find in many organizations like us in the Public Accounts Committee, we find that there are people who are employed, and when you look at the output, is not there. Someone may even not be doing the work he studied, but is already there. And someone who studied the work is idle. So that's the result of inconsistency. So we need to do what we call organizational audits in these organizations, so that we now look for right positions, right people, and right skills, and right training.